Little 500 is a bike race that's been in IU for a very long time. It takes place at the track right past Briscoe, and it's about 200 laps, and it's on a bicycle with a single gear instead of a normal racing bike that you see anywhere else.
The coach is required to attend several meetings held up at the racetrack where they basically teach you the rules of the race and basically what your responsibilities are as a coach to the riders. It's good to have a coach that is separate from the riders because the coach is able to give them a perspective of what they're doing. You know, sometimes the riders get kind of wrapped up in their training and stuff, and it's good to have somebody that's like not training with them exactly and telling them and being able to mark, you know, how they've grown, their strengths, their weaknesses of riding, and it also, you know, allows me to coach them instead of compete with them.
The mechanics are in charge of putting the bikes together, fixing the bikes. When they have flats, we replace the tubes, get them new tires. Pretty much anything that they would need to participate in the race, we go and get for them, or fix it for them.
Mechanics are in charge of the upkeep of the little 5 bikes and the road bikes that all the riders train on throughout the different seasons.
Team needs a mechanic because they need someone who is there that while they're participating in the event that can fix their bike and make sure that everything's a-okay to go. Again, they use this bike behind me. They get them for $500. They have one gear and brakes like on a little kid's bike and they don't have hand brakes. So this is basically it, and then at the end of the year they get to decide whether they want to keep the bike or get their money refunded to them.
The Little 500 is one of the biggest college weekends in the United States. It features a bike race that is pretty much the only in its class, where riders ride around a track 200 times and compete for the best time. Also, it's a whole week of festivities with major artists coming in to perform songs, and generally it's just a great time for college students at Indiana University. Being part of a Little 500 team is a huge time commitment. You have to practice pretty much year-round, then you have to do the event, which takes up a whole day, and other than that, you've got to eat right, you've got to do everything perfectly to make sure you're in the optimal shape to ride for the Little 500.
For me and the coaches, the commitment is just time-consuming when you have other things to do, but for the actual riders, it's an everyday event.
You know, it's a lot of work. I think that a lot of students recognize the amount of work, but, you know, to be a rider, you have to train all year and every year if you want to even think about qualifying. So it's a big time commitment. I mean, our riders, they go on rides, 3-4 times a week as a pack, and then, days that they're not going out on a ride, they're off in the gym, doing squats, lifting, and, riding a bike.